your life. Struggles, they go up, man, and tears, they fall down all throughout your life. It's like me versus her, and her versus me. It's suicide. Ooh. Arguing and fussing, fighting, nobody be backing up. Everybody in and losing, man, it's like the hardest love. Oh. And it feels like you're through. It's all your heart comes down, and then your heart still lose. It's you versus her, and she versus me. Hardest time of my life, and I can't breathe. Oh, right now we drawing battle lines. All the pain I sent, casualties of a war in the form of our kids. Doing what you can just to hurt my heart, and I would do the same. So many nights you would spend up crying, and I would be alone doing sad. And it feels like you're through. It's all your heart comes down, and then your heart still lose. It's you versus her, and she versus me. The hardest time of my life, and I can't breathe. Oh, who's gonna be the one to retreat from bearing arms, to accept defeat, only pride can see. This ain't healthy, oh no. All this pain in here, and it is so obvious that there's no joy in here. These are real hard, feels like you're real hard. Yeah. All the time. Oh, yes, it is. Your heart still moves. Till I know from a kid's point of view versus me. Watching mom and daddy go through, and I can't breathe. Oh, so sick and tired of fight, so sick and tired of fight. Going up and then fall down, spending minutes trying to smile, and a lifetime of crime. Like hills on top of hills, now I'm numb from the field. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, help me. Oh, help me. Yeah. Help me.
Y'all better listen to this shit. Y'all better listen to this shit. This is a musical bass right here.
Doing you wrong, baby. Doing you wrong. Sorry, baby. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. I need you. Baby, listen to me. This is it. Oh, baby. This is it. No more cheating on me. Oh, girl, I promise that this is it, baby. You gave your heart to me. Look what I'm going through. Cause I'm going after everything. Just like that, baby, I broke your heart. Oh, and I don't deserve it. Cause I thought you've been so good to me. You had loved me religiously. me, Lord, can you tell me, oh, what could make me go and do what I've done to you? I'm so tired of being untrue. Oh, this is it. Oh, this is it. No more. This is cheating. No. Oh, God, I promise that this is it, baby. That's my mind. All the things you've done for me got me feeling guilty. Could I not see all your needs? Forgive me. Please, Lord, have mercy. 'Cause girl, you've been so good to me. Girl, you have loved me religiously. Oh Lord, can you tell me, oh, what could make me go and do what I've done to you? I'm so tired of being untrue. Oh, this is it. Oh, say, oh, this is it. No more cheating on. Oh, girl, I promise that this is it, baby. Baby, I surrender. This is no pretender. Please return to sender and save me from my surrender. Do you hear me, baby? Please, I'm broke down on my knees, begging you to trust me. This is it. This is it. Oh, baby. This is it. No more. Please. No. I promise that this is it, baby. This is it. Believe me when I tell you. This is it. Oh, hurt. This is I promise. This is it for me, no more. This is it, girl. Oh, this is it, girl. God knows that this is it. Yeah. Oh.
Gangsta. Play me like a fool. I'm in love with you, but
This is a DJ Ski.
play me like a fool. I'm in love with you, but you treat me like I'm not that dude. Spend my time with you. Say you're still confused, and it's your second time.
The girls.
Stand up. Oh, yeah. 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 The things that I see, the things that I have, I can feel the pain inside. Oh, inside. The shoes that I feel, the scars that me grow. As solid as I am, I'll never fall. Would you see in me? I seen in me. A long time ago, I never fall. I stood 10 toes. Oh, yeah. 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 The things that I see, the things that I have, I can feel the pain inside. Oh, inside. The scars let me grow. As solid as I am, I'll never fall. Would you see in me? I seen in me. Long time ago, I never fall. I stood 10 toes. The things that I seen, the things that I had, I can feel the pain inside. Oh, inside. The shoes that I feel, the scars let me grow. As solid as I am, I'll never fall. Would you see in me? I seen in me. Long time ago, I never fall. I stood 10 toes.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Shout out to everybody that's here. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Listen, I did all that talking and y'all couldn't hear me. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. Shout out to everybody that's here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with the greatest. Listen, we got 30 pages and we going in. We going in 30 pages. This is a new motion that just dropped today. What I have to say is this right here. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I cannot get to every last one of y'all, but we do have a goal. The goal is whatever you feel like donating. Anywhere from $2.99, $5.99, $6.99, $12.99, $1,099, $20.99, $19.99, whatever you want to drop. I just need 10 people to drop something, 10 or more. You know what I'm saying? So I know y'all saying, so what do the money go to? Okay, and the money goes back into the channel. It goes into the programs. It goes into getting the paperwork and all that. All of that costs. And I'm not saying that y'all have to foot the bill, but hey, every little bit do help. Let's keep this channel going. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you have multiple ways to donate, and you can hit the super chat if you on YouTube, the super chat. You can go ahead. That's a box with a $sign in it at the bottom, and you can do it that way. And you can hit the Cash App. The Cash App will be posted right about now. $ official Dana J. If you look at the top, you can see it. Scrolling, having fun, and doing what we do. I appreciate every last one of y'all, because without y'all, there would be no me. What else? I'm missing out on something. Oh, if you're on Rumble, it's the bag. It's called the money bag. You go ahead and hit that bag and you donate anything. Also, if you on YouTube, I do have memberships. Memberships is only $5, $4.99. Y'all go ahead and become a member on the official Dana J Show. Thank you, Galatians, already, and Galatians kicked it off with the 20 piece because she know this commentary gonna be hot, piping hot. I do want to say shout out to the Dream Team. And before I get started, shout out to the Dream Team. There's so many of y'all. Mama Love, Justin, Willie Jones, King Cox, Mr. Libra, Nell Taylor 50 in the building, Chris Terry in the building, Miss Hot Pink is always in the building, Laverne is in the building, Pearly, what up, Pearly? Pearly in the building, Albertine Davis in the building. That's what I'm talking about. And Miss Lady T always in the building. Justin Shelton in the building. Willie Mae Jordan. Okay. Willie Mae. King Cox just became a member. Okay. Welcome to Dream Teamers. Thank you so much. King Cox. That's what I like to see. Man, come on, man. Become a member. EJ in the building. T, Mama T0307. Listen, anybody else, please forgive me. I got a lot of reading to do, y'all. Justin in the building. Thank you so much, Teresa. We going. I need 8 more people to follow suit. We going. Man, listen, we take food stamps as well. Yes, we do. We take food stamps. We take Venmo. We take Zelle. So, all right, let's get down to business. I've been playing long enough. Let's get down to business. And down to business is this right here. Many people has been disrespecting Robert Sylvester Kelly, especially on the internet. Prima Donna in the building. Dietra in the building. Many people has been disrespecting Robert Sylvester Kelly, including people on the internet. I never understood how a person can help obstruct his case, but then run around and say he done nothing wrong. And I never could understood how certain people act like that they supporters, they act like they family and stuff like that, but then they rock with the enemy. They rock with the ops, even after the paperwork of the ops dropped. So I know somebody gonna say, well, Dana, you was rocking with the ops too. Y'all was cool at one point. That was before the paperwork dropped. That was before the backstabbing happened. Ever since then, have you ever seen me go back? And you always seen me wage war on the people they cool with. I don't care. I said it. If it's not standing for Robert Sylvester Kelly, you are the op. And I don't care who you are. You can be my mama. If you don't stand for Robert Sylvester Kelly and his freedom and the truthfulness of it, you are an op in my eyesight. That's why I'm asking certain people, just come forth and just tell like where you stand, because I don't want to shoot nobody and, and knock them down for nothing. I don't want to do that. I'm a very good guy. So I don't just want to hit nobody and for nothing. When I hit you, you're going to know you've been hit. So with that being said, let's go. Motion for a new trial and emergency motion for bond comes down defendant Robert Sylvester Kelly by and through his counsel, Bo B. Brindley, and hereby moves this honorable court for a new trial pursuant to Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 33 and for bond pending the resolution of his new trial motion. In support of his motion, Mr. Kelly states the following. Introduction. Robert Kelly presently sits in a prison cell with blood clots in his lungs and in his legs that could kill him at any time. The surgery that doctors at Duke University Hospital believe necessary to remove the clots and save his life, a pulmonary embolectomy, was actively prevented by officers armed with assault-style rifles who removed Mr. Kelly from the hospital and placed him in a solitary confinement at FCI Butner. This happened immediately after prison officials administered to him an overdose of his sleeping medication, which could have unalived him. Prison officials took two intentional acts that put Mr. Kelly's life in imminent danger within 2 days after he filed a motion that made public a declaration by Michael Glenn Stein, an avowed white supremacist and commissioner of the Aryan Brotherhood, who swore he was transferred to FCI Butner for the purpose of unaliving Mr. Kelly and solicited to do so by a Bureau of Prisons official. This is not coincidence. This is not an R. Kelly production. This is what they are doing to him as these words are being written. We understand that these are shocking factual assertions, yet facts they are, and they can no longer be avoided. Thank you so much, Lavero, for the 10-piece. The 10-piece is jumping. Shout out to everybody that's been donating so far. Keep it going. Let's keep it going. Yet facts they are, and they can no longer be avoided. Duke University hospitals have confirmed Mr. Kelly was a patient at the times he indicated between June the 13th and June the 15th, 2025. A signed HIPAA waiver has been obtained. Medical records have already been ordered. Sources inside the hospital have confirmed that Mr. Kelly's account of his hospitalization is correct. The medical records will confirm what we have already stated in prior filings. The truth is becoming undeniable. Bureau of Prisons officials do not want R. Kelly to survive and are actively trying to unalive him. In recent days, the recurrent question has been why? This motion, over which this court's jurisdiction is indisputable, will answer that question and again seek the immediate release of Robert Kelly as the only possible way to ensure that he lives to see his motion litigated to conclusion. The undersigned has been told that the informal and internal motto of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Chicago is justice is just us. Shout out Chris Terry for the 4-piece for the $4.99. My bro tapping in. Shout out to Chris Terry. Yes, sir. The conduct that is detailed below illustrates the critical danger of such a mindset. When prosecutors believe that they define what justice is, then they begin to think that whatever they do to achieve their goal is fully justifiable. They begin to break the law while purporting to uphold it. They begin to believe that their decision to make a person the target of an investigation renders that person guilty. And they believe to think that whatever they choose to do to make their case against their so-called target is necessarily righteous, regardless of what laws are broken or how many constitutional rights are fractured in the process. That is what happened with Robert Sylvester Kelly. Prosecutors made a decision to use Bureau of Prisons officials and cooperating witnesses to break the law, to commit crimes, and to knowingly and intentionally and repeatedly violate Mr. Kelly's constitutional rights. All as a means of making a case they should never have brought and getting a conviction they did not deserve. R. Kelly was the ultimate target. He was acquitted in 2008 after relentless investigation and accusations. He was the very epitome of the one that got away, armed with a fear of counsel culture, the stringent indignation of the Me Too movement, and the bright lights of a Lifetime television show. The U.S. Attorney's Office decided that they were going to get R. Kelly by any means necessary. The case in Chicago began and ended with one critical witness. She went by the pseudonym Jane, which is Oshana Landfair. At the trial, although her identity has been repeatedly revealed in many publications, the instant case would never have existed without the cooperation and testimony of who? Jane. She was the key. Without her, the whole case crumbles. Yet over the last year, we have discovered that the road to that testimony was paved by threats, empty promises, crimes, and constitutional violations in order to have their victim to go after R. Kelly. The public figure they were intent on bringing down. Prosecutors are the ones that did the victimizing. They made an unwilling person play the role of victim to serve their desires for the grandeur of bringing down a larger-than-life public figure within the sanctimonious buzz of the Me Too movement. And they did it through crime, threat, and coercion. This is the very essence of illegally weaponizing the Department of Justice to pursue a public figure. When speaking at the Department of Justice, President Trump, my president, President Trump recently remarked, as the chief law enforcement officer in our country, I will insist upon and demand full and complete accountability for the wrongs and abuses that have occurred. The case of U.S. versus Kelly is one of the wrongs to which these comments plainly apply. This motion will illustrate and set forth the wrongs that were done to Mr. Kelly and the relief sought, the vacation of his convictions, and his immediate release on bond pending the litigation of this motion will provide the accountability that the current administration demands. Factual background. In 2008, Jane specifically told a Cook County jury that she was not the person who appeared in the video that is at the heart of the instant case. Trial Tribulation, volume number 5 at 913. Without her testimony, Robert Kelly was found not guilty. The only FBI analysis done on the videotape could not identify her as the person in the video, Exhibit A. For approximately 20 years, she never suggested anything to the contrary. However, as the Me Too movement heated up and surviving R. Kelly began to flicker in the eyes of prosecutors who saw him as the one that got away, something changed. That change did not come from Jane. She did not independently come forward and change her story. She did not participate in any aspect of surviving who? R. Kelly. She did not independently assert that she was the person depicted in any videotape. What changed was the tactics that prosecutors were willing to use to get her to change her story. Over the past year, the undersigned and his office have interviewed witnesses who have come forward and will testify under oath to the following facts about what happened to Jane. These are witnesses who are not available to the defense at the time of the trial. People who actively avoided or refused to be questioned. In one instance, this is a witness who testified for the government at trial. Uh-oh. Did not tell y'all that they was going to start flipping when the government didn't do what they were supposed to do. Here it go. In one instance, this is a witness who testified for the government at trial and was not willing to share the truth with defense counsel out of fear. There are other witnesses in whom Jane confided the truth after the trial ended. And of course, there is who? Jane herself. At a hearing on this matter, the defense will call Jane to the witness stand, along with other witnesses who will be identified for the court after the issue of recusal of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois has been litigated. Those witnesses will finally provide the truth. AUSA Angel Crew and accompanying federal agents pursued Jane after she indicated she did not wish to speak to them. Hold on. Once again, Dana's right? But let's say it. Dana's right? Did not tell y'all this. So while Larry and them over there hooraying, I sat back and I said, nobody panic. Nobody panic. We already dumped the mechanic. But nobody panic. So AUSA Angel Crew and accompanying federal agents pursued Jane after she indicated she did not wish to speak to them. They told Jane that if she did not change her story, her parents will both be charged with engaging in a criminal conspiracy with R. Kelly to obstruct justice. Stop. Is that why her daddy died mysteriously? Is that why her daddy passed away mysteriously? They told her that she had evidence of payment, payments her mother and father received from Mr. Kelly. They told her that Crew would use them to see that her parents were prosecuted and jailed unless Jane would change her story to cooperate with the government as prosecutors pursued their desire to get R. Kelly and obtain his conviction. Pause. I got one question, Bo Brindley. Can you find out who promised her $20 million if she testified? Let's get back into action. In addition to the threat, Crew and others on the prosecution team further told Jane that she would be able to receive a substantial financial award if she gave testimony that led to Mr. Kelly's conviction. That proved to be an outright what? Lie. But it was told as truth, and Jane believed it. Faced with the threat that her aging parents would be jailed, and the promise that she could get a life-altering financial award for giving testimony that led to a conviction, Jane agreed to change her story and go to the grand jury for the federal government. $20 million. What did I tell y'all? Everything I told y'all is coming to truth. You take somebody that's from the hood, that only been around R. Kelly as that type of artist. Her aunt was at best, one-hit wonder that R. Kelly wrote for. You mean to tell me you give me $20 million, unlimited food stamps, and you're going to move me to L.A.? And that's all I got to do is change my story? Cool. You got it. And you got it. I changed my story. What you want me to say? He did it? Yeah. Come to the stand? Yeah, he did it. That was me on that goddamn tape. Y'all know that. Don't ask me again. Now ask me in routine. Hurry up so I can remember these goddamn lines. Yeah, that was me. Uh-huh. At what age again? Yeah. He started touching me at 12. So how old were you at 12? Oh, I don't know. Thank you so much, EJ. He said had to slide the 50 for Big Bro. Man, thank you so much, EJ. I appreciate you with the 50 piece. The dream team is familiar. That's facts. I'm just saying, I told everybody, hold on. Change is coming. She got out there to LA. She said, these people crazy. This is just like Chicago. I could have stayed in Chicago. And they probably put in a hood, but they probably put in Compton, where she come outside and everybody like boom, 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 and everybody crip walking. Man. Man. And then she looked at what Donald Trump said, I'm going to take all the funding from California. She said, oh, hell no. I ain't going back with this lie. I ain't going to lie no more. Listen. And she probably said, Ma, no disrespect, but if they come at me and ask me something again, you know what I'm going to tell them? I'm going to tell them, if it wasn't for the money, cars, the movie stars and dreams and all the things I've done, I wonder. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. And she said, oh, no, you ain't going to hit me with the Willy Bobo. You ain't going to do that. So watch this, Jane. So watch this. Her grand jury testimony in this case was the direct product of threat, intimidation, and coercion. Jane experienced it. She reported it to others. There will be no doubt it happened. Pause. Y'all remember I said it was 4 victims that wasn't victims, but the government made them victims. And they came out and said, in a letter to Robert, we're sorry. They made us do this. Please forgive me. I keep telling y'all, as long as I'm living, we gonna fight. So Jane experienced it. She reported it to others. There would be no doubt it happened. Prosecutors compelled the primary witness in this case to change her prior sworn testimony under oath and claim that she was formerly a perjurer by threatening her family with jail and promising her wealth. Pause. Even with that, she wasn't willing. So is that why her father was unalived? And I told y'all how the FBI work, right? I told y'all how the 3 letters work, right? They come, and when they talk to you, and if you disagree with them, they give you a needle. That needle stops your heart to make it look like you had a heart attack. If you think I'm lying, go look at Kevin Samuels' autopsy report. How did he die? Heart attack. Who was he last talking to? A woman in a 3-letter jacket. And she ain't gonna fight no Kevin Samuels, but she hit him with that serum. Take that. No Diddy. So, yet, that was just the start of the injustices. Oh, boy, I sound like Dumbo. Yet, that was just the start of the injustices. that would be created by the effort to prosecute Robert Kelly in federal court in Chicago. The prosecutorial misconduct in the case got worse rather than better. After they got Mr. Kelly charged and held in custody at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago, that motion will be filed imminently. The prosecution team enlisted Bureau of Prisons officers and cooperating witnesses to steal his correspondence with his lawyer and his private emails. The legal correspondence was used to gain an unfair and plainly unconstitutional advantage over Mr. Kelly by giving prosecutors insight into his strategy with his lawyers, to which the government had no right. The legal correspondence and then the stolen private emails were further used to directly influence Jane and the person who would become the primary witness against Robert Kelly in New York, hereinafter Jane, New York, which is who? Azriel Clary. Now watch this. I'm going to pause this for a second. Everybody that came out and said, oh, the federal government is going to slap down these motions, or they gonna come out and put the truth out there, and they gonna make Robert look dumb. They gonna make him look stupid, but they gonna prove he'll lie. I got one goddamn question for you people. Where's the emotion that's saying that what Bo Brinley is alleging is a lie? That's what I want to know. Where are the motions from the government that's alleging that Bo Brinley is a lie? You know why they can't do it? Because Bo Brinley got a whole armadillo in the back by the name of Dana J. And I got every video to back up everything that he is saying. And I said it. And I said it years ago. Everybody that has something to do with this need to go back to jail. I need Larry case reopened, reinvestigated, unredact those 33 pages. The people need to know exactly what that nigga has done. Let the people be the judge. Let's not let a nigga that steal from white folks to run down and tell on everybody just to get a smaller sentence. No. Lock his ass up. And anybody else that got something to do with it. Whether it be Levi, whether it be Tiz, whether it be Atmos, whether it be Ty, whether it be me, which I don't got shit to do with none of that. Whether it be Keith, whether it be Sean, whether it be anybody that has something to do with the incarceration of Robert Sylvester Kelly and his time to stay there, lock their ass up. And throw away the key. That's where I'm at. J-Rock, what's up, bro? So it says, while Robert Kelly was being held in custody on federal charges, a series of crimes were committed. Pause, I'm going to say that. Lifetime. I need all of them locked up. Kelly Rogers. I can't wait for the day that she go to jail, her and her political prophet husband. All of them need to, hold on, Lisa Van Allen line ass. Oh boy, it's overdue for you. It's overdue for you. Lizette, you can't cry enough. Is that why? And you wanted Toya X away from y'all because she infiltrated y'all and found out the truth? So while Robert Kelly was being held in custody on federal charges, a series of crimes were committed. These crimes were not committed by Robert Kelly. They were not committed by anyone he associated with him prior to his incarceration. So what is that telling you? That he ain't even deal with Don Russell. Don was only dealing with him for a certain amount of time. And you see what they say, he wasn't even associated with them prior to his incarceration. Which means what? Dana J ain't do shit because you seen me with him prior to his incarceration. They were committed by Bureau of Prison officers and cooperating witnesses authorized by the government. I hate to say this. I hate to say this. And you ain't going to hear me say it too much longer. But the idiot called it out first. I got to say it. The idiot called it out first. They were committed by Bureau of Prison officers and cooperating witnesses authorized by the government. Like all inmates, Mr. Kelly's phone calls and emails were monitored by prison officials. However, in this instance, a Bureau of Prisons officer named Tawana Ingram was not listening to or monitoring Mr. Kelly's recorded calls and emails. She was instead stealing them. Specifically, Ms. Ingram illegally accessed and stole a series of phone calls and emails regarding Mr. Kelly's relationship with a woman other than Jane or Jane, New York. Ms. Ingram was a special investigative services disciplinary officer who had no business dealing with any of Mr. Kelly's communications. She did not work at the facility at which Mr. Kelly was being housed and was not even supposed to have access to the system containing his emails and calls. Yet somehow, she was allowed to gain access for the purpose of stealing Mr. Kelly's private communications. Both emails and recorded telephone calls included privileged communications with his lawyer. There is an ongoing civil suit regarding her conduct pending right now before Honorable Judge Bucklow in the Northern District of Illinois. Armed with illicit access that was granted to her by someone in the Department of Justice, Ingram stole emails and calls that were specifically inflammatory to Jane, Chicago, and Jane, New York, which is Azriel and Roshona. These were private conversations to which Azriel and Roshona were not privy to. They had no way to know that content and the content of these conversations. Hence, they were targeted and stolen for the purpose of biasing witnesses against Robert Kelly and thereby helping the government make its case. I'm going to pause for a second. Larry said that he wasn't the one that got Roshona and Azriel to talk. So I got a question. How did Roshona get Rob stolen communications if it wasn't for Larry? Because didn't Larry come out and tell y'all that he was talking to Roshona? Okay, let's say Larry did not directly give it to Roshona. But he directly gave, Larry didn't, let's say he didn't directly give it to her. He indirectly gave it to her through who? Angel Cruel. So how did he get it? From who? Tasha K. Okay, let's say Tasha K didn't directly give it to Larry. At that time, wasn't Angelo and Larry close? Wasn't they calling each other brothers? Wasn't Angelo giving him information for him to come out to combat us? Didn't I show y'all that last night? Things that make you go, The stolen communications included communications with his attorney at the time, which were protected under the attorney-client privilege. On its own, this is a shameful abuse of a position of trust by a federal prison official for the purpose of influencing the case against Mr. Kelly. But it became far more insidious than that. Kashan Motogadhabi was Robert Kelly's cellmate both before he was transferred to New York to face trial there and again months later when he came back to the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago after finishing his trial in New York. In a declaration attached as Exhibit B, Mr. Mogadami, hold on, y'all. Pause for a second. Hold on. All right, I'm back. All right. So it says, in a declaration attached as Exhibit B. Hold on for a second. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on for a second. Hold on. This is crazy. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, let's go. So in a declaration attached as Exhibit B, Mr. Moghadami admits that he met with prosecutors and sought a reduced sentence in exchange for providing cooperation against Mr. Kelly. Moghadami agreed to steal Mr. Kelly's written correspondence from their cell and provide it to the prison officials, who would then give it to the United States attorneys handling the investigation against Mr. Kelly. Moghadami was debriefed by AUSA Angel Cruel and agreed to provide this cooperation. AUSA Cruel was also the person to whom the stolen correspondence was ultimately provided to. Make no mistake, it is a crime for one inmate to steal the legal correspondence of another. That is theft. It is a separate crime for AUSA Cruel and BOP officers who helped her to direct the theft and utilize the stolen privileged legal correspondence. That is obstruction of justice. Anywho, I'm going to pause there and I'm going to say this. Also, for the officer that was giving Mr. Kelly mail to Keith and to Sean, that officer needed to be prosecuted as well, because that was a crime as well. And the officer that gave them letters that Robert had for years to choke no joke, that was a crime. Because there's no way people's personal letters should have been read on the internet. And I'm willing to go forth and talk about that. Mr. Moghadami would routinely take Mr. Kelly's mail while Kelly was at a visit or somewhere else in the facility. In particular, he made a point of stealing Mr. Kelly's legal mail that was written to his lawyers. These were letters that were marked legal mail by Mr. Kelly. This was the intentional theft of attorney-client correspondence, which violated Mr. Kelly's constitutional rights and gave the government unauthorized access to his strategy and to confidential facts to which they were not entitled. That stolen mail was then handed off to Special Investigations Officer Luke Selby at MCC, who copied it and gave back the original for Mr. Moghadami to return to the cell such that Mr. Kelly would never know it was gone. The copy of this stolen correspondence was ultimately provided to who? AUSA Cruel. Hold on, I want to pause there for a second. And the reason why I want to pause there for a second is because I want to say one thing. For the people that try to disgrace and demean Robert's lawyer, Bo Brinley, and said this never happened, you never heard the government say this never happened, did you? But you awfully hear the government defending theirself, don't you? But they never defend theirself on this. I wonder why. I wonder why the government never defended itself against these allegations. But you have their number one rat buddy to come out and say, this is fake. That ain't never happened. And then when people talk about, oh, Shabazz came out and said it too. I don't care if Moses came out and said it. The government never defended themselves on these allegations, which in my book makes it factual. Because the government always going to defend themselves when they right, or when they think they right, or when they know can't nobody prove nothing. Make it make sense. The stolen correspondence included information about Mr. Kelly's relationship with another woman, which was to be kept secret from Jane Azriel and Jane Roshona. Thank you so much, Judah. I appreciate you for the 5-piece, Judah. Prima said, because in the real world, entrapment is cool as long as they get the conviction. Facts. Miss Grisana, hey, how you been? Haven't seen you in a while. So, as it would create a serious jealousy problem in their relationships with Mr. Kelly. No one besides Mr. Kelly and his attorney had access to that information. After Mr. Kelly's communications were stolen without his knowledge by a combination of Officer Ingram, Officer Shelby, and Mr. Motogadabi, these stolen communications were provided by prosecutors to a cooperating government informant named who? Larry McGee, who was also offering to cooperate in exchange for a reduced sentence. And social media videos, McGee has admitted spending hours coercing witnesses to turn against Robert Kelly by showing them his calls and emails. He has admitted getting people to lie about R. Kelly. In November 2018, with the full knowledge of AUSA crew, Jane went to Los Angeles for the purpose of meeting with individuals that crew contended would be helpful in preparing her to testify. Ooh, boy. What up, Vi? What's going on? In reality, at that time, Jane had no intention of ever going through with trial. Oh, and they provided YouTube links. So watch this. Mama Love, thank you for the 5-piece. I appreciate you a lot. This is what I'm going to tell the government. Don't have your people to privatize their YouTube channels. Thank you so much, Judah, for another 5-piece. What up, Corey? Don't have your people privatize their YouTube channels. Hey, Bo Brindley, request the cloud of these channels. Request the Google cloud of these channels. Request the cloud of these channels. But matter of fact, I'm going to go honest with you. This one right here will never come down. Now, I know who link this is right here. This, number 2, will never come down. And if they try to strike my channel, guess what? Bo Brindley, go get it out the cloud. But you don't even got to do that. You don't even got to do that, Bo. Because I'm streaming to 12 different platforms. I'm streaming to 12 different platforms. And I will gladly, you can have the Dana J channel. Come on, bro. Bo Brindley. That's all you got to do is tell me, hey, Dana, I need your channel. Cool. You want me to tell you where to go? You want me to tell you which video it is? You can have it all. You got a friend in me. Oh, yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Because it seemed like Robert don't have nobody. Except for the little old people on YouTube that go around the world telling people the truth. So, in reality, at the time, Jane had no intention of ever going through with trial testimony against Mr. Kelly. But she was not sharing that with the prosecutors that threatened her parents. She went to Los Angeles anyway, as that is what she understood she was supposed to do. When Jane got to California, the person who met her was Larry McGee. McGee took her to a residence. At that residence, McGee introduced Jane, Rashona, to Jane, Azriel. He then proceeded to talk to them both extensively about why they should testify against Robert Kelly and all the government would do for them if they did. Hold on. That's the same thing that he did with one of his old code members. Which one was that? He coerced Blade to testify about the murder that happened in her circumference where she lived at. Woo! 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 Thank you so much, Ashley. Woo! Ashley said, keep your foot on their necks, free R. Kelly. Oh, yeah. Woo! Larry coerced Blade to testify about a murder that happened in a circumference where she lived at that she seen. But was Larry there to protect Blade if that guy, family, or friends that got locked up for this would have ever retaliated against Blade? I'm sorry. Can't nobody brainwash me like that. Joe Jenkins said the prosecutors were playing dirty. They was threatening witnesses to testify against R. Kelly. I've been said that. Nell Taylor, what up? Welcome to Oak Cliff. I've been said it. But everybody wanted to paint me as a liar, right? I knew my day was coming. So, Jane saw the letters and remembers them explicitly. Oh, I'm sorry. McGee showed Jane Roshona and Jane Azriel stolen emails and letters that were sent from Robert Kelly to his lawyer. Jane saw the letters and remembers them explicitly. Hold on, I'm gonna pause there for a second. So if Larry went to California, that means Sidbo was with him. Oh. That means Sidbo should go too. Because Sidbo is an aiding and abettor for Larry. See how this go? This is now the RICO. I like saying them words because the RICO should be given to people who deserve them, not people that deny certain lifestyles. So if that include Diddy, then guess what? That include Diddy. Oop, did I just say that? But Jane saw the letters and remembers them explicitly. Those letters reference Mr. Kelly's relationship with another woman that was neither Jane nor Jane. These letters and emails engendered anger in both Jane Roshona and Jane Azriel. They began to talk about how Mr. Kelly had been secretly having relationships with each of them behind the other's back. This conversation and the review of the letters between Robert and his lawyer compelled Jane to become extremely angry at Mr. Kelly. Thank you so much, Judah, for the 10-piece. I appreciate you. I need 2 more people to fulfill that goal. Come on. I thank y'all so much. And what I actually need everybody to do is to violate me and hit that like button. Thank you so much. The only thing that's mandatory is to hit the like button. Everything else is voluntarily. Like, share, subscribe if you like what's going on over here. As a result of this conduct, Larry McGee, Deshaun Monalise, was rewarded with a cooperation agreement from the government, a 5K1 letter, and an incredibly light sentence of 18 months despite federal charges. His sentencing transcript was redacted so no one would know what he did or how he obtained the material to influence Jane and Jane, Exhibit C. Hold on. Thank you so much, Judah. I appreciate you, bro. So hold on. They got an exhibit. So Larry can't say, I didn't do it. Ain't that's what they say? They got 1,000 devices.
They got 101 devices. Larry going to jail. Put him back in, you know what? And don't send him to a camp. Send him to a real jail. To a real jail. So, Exhibit C. Jane has confirmed that it was McGee who put her and Jane together in Los Angeles. Hold on. So Rashona has testified that it was Larry. What do that mean? Larry, I guess everybody lying now, right? Rashona has testified. Here you go. Jane has confirmed that it was McGee who put her and Jane Azriel together in Los Angeles. It was McGee who showed them letters and emails between Mr. Kelly and his lawyer. Atmos, where you at? Where your ass at, Atmos? Send him straight to the goddamn federal penitentiary. Lock his ass up. I don't give a fuck about how his family feel, because ain't nobody give a hell about how R. Kelly felt. He up there laughing and joking about R. Kelly, right? Okay, cool. Let's go and laugh and joke about Larry. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I ain't playing with you, Jeff Fly. I ain't playing with you, Jeff Fly. I'll give Rob his music back when he comes home. I promise that. See, that's a whole nother live. And you know what? I've been kind of rude to you, Jeff Fly. I think we should have a town hall too, me and you. I'm giving town halls to everybody. Everybody that want it. I'm giving town halls because I want to hear what y'all got to say, and I want y'all to hear what I got to say. So Jane has confirmed that it was McGee who put her and Jane New York together in Los Angeles. It was McGee who showed them letters and emails between Mr. Kelly and his lawyers. Jane knows this because she experienced it. The government thought they could hide their illicit conduct behind a sealed sentence and transcript to which Mr. Kelly and his defense team have been denied access. But Jane's personal experience exposes them anyway. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Atmos ain't gonna show up. Atmos ain't gonna show up. And see, and there's no excuse for Atmos. One thing I learned, that Atmos do not want to face the fact that his friend fucked over R. Kelly case. And when I tell you Atmos, it's like my brother. But guess what? I do not care. If Atmos has something to do with it, off to the booty house. Off to the booty house. If anybody in Oak Cove had anything to do with it, off to the booty house. If Keith, Don Russell, Sharon Wimbush, Dana J, anybody, off to the booty house. And you're right, I said my own name because I'm not exempt from none of this. I know my hands the cleanest ever. That's why I can sit back and give commentary the way I do and don't got to be shooken. I don't got to sit up here and beat my damn community wall every day because I'm scared. I don't got to run behind Levi because, Levi, you know a little bit about books. Get this shit off me, Levi. I don't got to do none of that. Let's keep it real. The real nigga in them books was me. Because I kept niggas off of Levi here too. Let's talk about it. I protected a lot of people that stabbed me in the back. But guess what? As long as God sit high and look low, I don't got nothing to worry about because I ain't miss a beat. I ain't miss a beat. That's why I said what I said. I called Levi to the carpet. Let's do a town hall. If nobody don't got nothing to hide, let's do a town hall. Let's put feelings aside and let's talk facts. I bet you nobody answered that call. I bet you nobody answered that call. Nicole Blank Becker. If she got anything to do with it, off to the booty house she go. I do not care. Jane knows this because she's experienced it. But Jane's personal experience exposes them anyway. All of this information about stolen communications being given to cooperating witnesses, Larry McGee, by prosecutors, was kept from the defense. The theft of Mr. Kelly's legal mail by Motogaddabi and its provision to prosecutors were kept from the defense. The meeting between the two primary witnesses in the New York and Chicago cases was what? Was facilitated by a cooperating witness working for the U.S. Attorney's Office, from whom he sought a reduced sentence, was kept from the defense. Now I'm going to go here and I'm going to spill it. When I told y'all before that Larry McGee was trying to get me locked up, and everybody was like, but you went out and ate steak with him. If he tell the truth, or if you go look at the video, I looked him in his eyes and I said, I came out here because I wanted to see who the man that I was arguing with on the internet. And I wanted to look you in your eye. I wanted to witness to see just who you are. And I told him out there at the meeting, if you have anything to do with Robert being locked up for real, I'm coming. And he said, nah, bro, I don't got nothing to do with that. I was just advocating for Angelo. Now we know different. But I've been knowing this for 3 years. And every time I try to come out and tell the people, y'all created such a mob to try to come at me and say, he's a liar. Y'all went and enlisted a drunk. Y'all went and enlisted a crazy person. Y'all went and enlisted an old head. Y'all went and enlisted fake lawyers. All to try to come at me. Y'all went and enlisted a ugly ass goonie. All to try to come at me to shut me up. But guess what? I'm going to talk and I'm going to back it up like I always do. So the meeting between the two primary witnesses in the New York and Chicago cases, which was facilitated by a cooperating witness working for the U.S. Attorney's Office, from whom he sought a reduced sentence, was kept from the defense. And when I told Canick that, Canick told me they got it. That everything that I have sent in was not going to be used because they already using somebody else's playbook. And I said, that playbook is going to send Robert to jail. After I said that, and I'm not trying to rehash no old shit, but after I said that, people ran to the internet and said, Dana's trying to send R. Kelly to jail. Dana's responsible. No, Dana wasn't responsible. I told y'all what was going on. And even when I'm not there, the good Lord shows me things through dreams. So when I call out names, I'm not calling out names for no reason. something was done. And you know what folks say? Yo, don't call out this name. Nigga, my true friend is Robert Sylvester Kelly. So everybody else is a stink to me. When folks show you who they are, believe them. And out of that brotherhood, only 3 people kept it real with me. 3. And I ain't gonna name them. But only 3 people kept it real. 3. 1 you saw and 2 you didn't. And I kept it real with them 24/7. So during Mr. Kelly's trial in New York, prosecutors advised his attorneys that they had just been made aware of an investigation into a theft of some of Mr. Kelly's communications. The prosecutors said the investigation was ongoing and they had no other information to provide. They contended to have no knowledge of who had stolen the communications and what was done with them. When Mr. Kelly asked to have time to investigate to see if this theft could influence the case against him, prosecutors claimed they had no other information to provide. None of that was true. In reality, at the time, federal prosecutors in New York claimed a lack of knowledge about the investigation of stolen communications. The truth was that a search warrant for Tawana Ingram's home and electronic devices had already been executed. The application for that warrant identified undeniable evidence that she stole Mr. Kelly's communications. The search of her residence confirmed it. All of that information was in possession of federal prosecutors who denied having it. Also in their possession was the attorney-client mail stolen by Mr. Moda-Gadabi, which was used by Mr. McGee to influence witness against Mr. Kelly. This too was hidden from Mr. Kelly and his lawyers. Consequently, Mr. Kelly lacked the ability to attack the central witness against him based on a bias that was intentionally generated through the use of privileged communications stolen by a federal officer and trafficked to a cooperating informant by federal prosecutors and agents, and legal mail stolen by a cellmate working for the government who trafficked the purloined letters to prison officers who gave it to federal prosecutors, who then provided it to a cooperating witness that would bring Jane and Jane together to collude against Mr. Kelly at his urging. Pause for a second. A light just went off in my head. Could it have been that Angelo separated from Larry when Azriel told Angelo about the meeting that Larry facilitated between Roshona and her? And Angelo knew that would come back. And Angelo said, I ain't want nothing to do with that. I'm just giving you an angle. Not saying that Angelo is innocent, because he's not. But could that have been the reason for the split? And Larry tried to facilitate it like it was something else. Because on God is Done channel, when Angelo went ape shit nuclear, Larry sat there and ain't say nothing. Then Larry got off and ran to his channel and tried to go live to steal people from God is John channel. The same way he tried to do when Angelo came to my channel and he was sending Tim and all of them to disrupt my channel. I'm just saying, one thing about it, you don't want to get Dana thinking. because I sit back and put this Rubik's Cube together in less than 10 minutes. Mr. Motogadami provided the information in his declaration in the presence of a certified Telugu interpreter and the undersigned associate, Edward McDavid, Daryl McDavid's son. On March 11, 2025, Mr. McDavid and the Telugu interpreter discussed with Mr. Motogadami the execution of a written statement summarizing some of the information that was provided at the prior meeting. Mr. Motogadami ultimately signed the statement, which was also executed by a certified interpreter to demonstrate that it was fully and accurately translated for Mr. Motogadami prior to its execution. A copy of that signed statement is attached to this following Exhibit B, along with the resume of the certified interpreter, Exhibit D. In that written statement, Motogadami again admitted the theft of Mr. Kelly's attorney-client correspondence. The transfer of that stolen correspondence to an SIS officer, Officer Luke Selby, at MCC. And the ultimate provision of that stolen correspondence to AUSA Cruel. I always wondered why AUSA Cruel disappeared after the case. Mr. Motogadami also indicated that prosecutors in his case asked him why he was being visited by attorneys from the undersigned's office, even before Mr. McDavid obtained his signed statement. At the point this signed statement was obtained, the undersigned's office had in its possession a signed admission from an insider who confessed his role in a conspiracy to violate the constitutional rights of Mr. Kelly and bias witness against him through the use of stolen privilege information. This was a conspiracy to obstruct justice carried out and jailers and the cooperating witnesses they used to do their bidding. This conspiracy involved the Bureau of Prisons and was orchestrated by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Hold on for a second. Wow. Wow. Shout out to the people in Europe. They called me and said, keep going. Don't stop. I don't think I put my number up today, did I? Whew, that's weird. But hey, thank you so much from the people in Europe. Y'all giving me the aspirations to keep saying. At the point this signed statement was obtained, the undersigned's office had in its possession a signed admission from an insider who confessed his role in the conspiracy to violate the constitutional rights of Mr. Kelly and biased witnesses against him through the use of stolen privilege information. This was a conspiracy to obstruct justice carried out, and jailers and the cooperating witnesses they used to do their bidding. This conspiracy involved the Bureau of Prisons and was orchestrated by the U.S. Attorney's Office by his own admission. They directed Mr. Motogadhabi to do the same thing that Tijuana Ingram was given access to do when she stole private emails and calls made and sent by Mr. Kelly to his lawyer. Special investigations officers in the Bureau of Prisons were the ones handling the stolen correspondence in both instances. Ingram's theft has been documented and is undisputed. In this case, Larry McGee's and Mogadami's involvement was hidden rather than disclosed. McGee's influence over Jane and Jane was denied rather than acknowledged. In a letter to his attorney in the Chicago case, the government claimed no knowledge about any stolen correspondence being shown to a witness, Exhibit E. That was a lie. Jane's recollection of her personal experiences will prove that the government did know. They knew McGee was there. They knew McGee would be showing Jane and Jane certain documents. It's strange crudelity to try to fathom how the prosecutors could claim not to have known. The stolen mail was given by Motogadhabi to BOP officers who participated in the theft to federal prosecutors. They knew exactly what was happening. They were using stolen attorney mail and cooperating witnesses to influence the two witnesses they most needed to testify against Robert Kelly in the two respective cases. Unfortunately for the government, McGee's disclosures on social media exposed his conduct after the fact. Mr. Motogadhabi's recent admissions prove that the government has intentionally violated the rights of Mr. Kelly and illicitly tainted witnesses against him. Pause for a second. Bo Brindley, I think you need to subpoena Larry McGee first channel. If you want to know what it is, I have it all. I have his first Instagram channel. I have his first YouTube channel. I have his first Twitter channel. See what happens when you play with somebody like me? I don't gotta get on here and threaten nobody. I can just use what I got to get what I want. So, Mr. Motogadhabi's recent admissions prove that the government has intentionally violated the rights of Mr. Kelly and illicitly tainted witnesses against him. The government hid this truth beneath pages of blacked out redactions in Larry McGee's sentencing transcript and behind the undisclosed behavior of secret cooperating witnesses. Kashan Motogadhabi. But Jane's memory of the events and Mr. Gaddafi's recent declaration betrayed government counsel and revealed the truth. Just 4 days after McDavid obtained the signed statement for Mr. Motogadhabi, including these admissions, Mr. Kelly was contacted by a prison official at FCI Butner. The official in question advised Mr. Kelly that he got a call and that they, meaning the government, knew that his lawyers in Chicago had been meeting with a witness in jail and that his witness had provided information to the lawyers. The official then advised Mr. Kelly that he was in danger and that Mr. Kelly needed to be careful. The BOP official intimated that Mr. Kelly was not safe in Bureau of Prisons custody. The BOP official further advised that Mr. Kelly should avoid the mess hall. This official wishes to remain anonymous. His identity is known to the defense and can be provided to the court in camera if needed after the issue of recusal has been addressed. In the wake of this troubling dialogue with a prison official, on April 11, 2025, an inmate incarcerated with Mr. Kelly approached him and disclosed that he was sent to FCI Butner by BOP officials who directed him to unalive Mr. Kelly. The inmate's name is Michael Glenn Stein. He is a member of the Aryan Brotherhood gang. He has been in Bureau of Prisons custody since 1982, with one brief interruption generated by his escape. While incarcerated, he rose to the position of commissioner of the Aryan Brotherhood. He has signed a declaration setting forth a long history of assaults and murders that he has ordered and participated in at the direction of Bureau of Prisons of official. Exhibit F. Inmates who pose problems for the Bureau of Prison staff and or inmates with whom staff members were engaged in illegal business were attacked and or unalived by members of the Aryan Brotherhood. As commissioner of the Aryan Brotherhood, Mr. Stein directed members of the Aryan Brotherhood to commit these acts. In exchange, he and other Aryan Brotherhood members received special privileges, including no cell searches and the ability to traffic narcotics within the prison without interference. Mr. Stein indicated that a prison official who has overseen multiple BOP facilities and solicited his participation in multiple unalivings and assaults. This official's name is Rasheed Childress. Mr. Stein had many interactions with Childress while incarcerated at the ADX Florence Supermax facility. Childress has ordered unalivings and beatings that have been carried out by Mr. Stein and those to whom he gave directions to. Mr. Stein is prepared to testify regarding all of these murders or unalivings in order to provide a foundational backdrop for what happened when Childress approached him about Mr. Kelly. On or about February of 2023, Stein was housed in a special housing unit, which is the SHU, at USP Tucson. Without any warning, he was approached for an unexpected official visit. No Bureau of Prisons guard were present. Instead, Mr. Childress directly approached him. Warden Gutierrez and Associate Warden Stengel were with him. They took him out of his cell and took him to an office area in the special housing unit, the SHU. Being moved without any guards is unprecedented, but it was done in this instance. Once in the office, Childress did all the talking. He advised Stein that he was aware of his terminal cancer diagnosis. He said that he knew Stein had only a matter of months to live. And he said he had a plan that would allow Stein to live out the last of those months as a free man. Childress advised Stein that he was being sent to FCI Butner. He further advised that there is an inmate at Butner who poses a threat to the Bureau of Prisons and to the government, a person whose high-priced lawyers were going to expose damaging information that would harm high-ranking BOP officials and higher-up DOJ people. Childress told Stein that he needed him, Stein, to eliminate the problem. Childress asked Stein if he was familiar with the musical artist R. Kelly. Stein only knew of Kelly from the news. Childress told Stein that Kelly is a rapist. He told Stein that Kelly are little white girls. And he told Stein that Kelly was someone that the Aryan Brotherhood would want gone. Childress told Stein that he would be sent to FCI Butner. He said Stein would go to the medical center first and would be eventually moved to Kelly's unit. There, Childress indicated that Stein should unalive R. Kelly. This was a plot to commit murder for the purpose of covering up the crimes noted above. Who it is that give directives to Childress is a further question that may be answered through a hearing on this motion. Childress told Stein he would be charged for the unaliving, but the evidence would be mishandled. There would be no conviction. He further told Stein that he would be transferred following the unaliving, and on the way, Stein would be permitted to escape, just as he did when he first escaped from BOP custody, a well-documented event. Childress told Stein that he could live out his last he could live out the last of his days as a free man, as long as he did as he was told. Stein agreed to his proposal. Gutierrez and Stengel were present for this conversation. Following the conversation, Stein was taken back to his cell in the SHU. Hold on. Lexington, yes, Jimmy Dean got to go. Gerald Griggs. Gerald Griggs, I wonder how you feel. Within 2 weeks of meeting with Childress, Stein was transferred to FCI Butner. As a general matter, BOP transfers almost never happen that quickly. After arriving at Butner, Stein was not on Kelly's unit. We read this already. He was ultimately taken to the medical center, just like Childress said. Stein was at the medical center between October the 17th, 2023 and March of 2025. While at the medical center, Stein was approached by an official in a suit. He does not know his name. This official told Stein that he knew his diagnosis. He knew there was no treatment available. He told Stein he needed to do what he came here for. Shortly after that visit, Stein was moved to R. Kelly's unit. He arrived to the unit on March of 2025. After arriving to the unit, Stein found Mr. Kelly. He followed him. And boo, 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 boo. And we read it already. He told him the truth. We read it already. Da-da-da-da-da. Children of BOP. We read all that. Okay. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Lynn Teague has been approached. Stein read all that. Okay. On June the 6th, 2025, the defense learned that the second member of the Aryan Brotherhood, who is okay, we read all that. We read all that. Kelly's life's in danger. Okay, emergency motion. An emergency motion for release from custody based on these threats was filed on June the 10th, 2025. Within hours of our filing, Mr. Kelly was placed in solitary confinement. He had no access to phones to call his family or his friends. He had no way to call his lawyer when they came to take him to solitary confinement. Okay. We know about all that, and we read all that. He's put into his will. Mr. Kelly faces were brought to, whoa, wait a minute. After multiple sustained demands, the undersigned finally got a legal call with Mr. Kelly. Okay. It was only then that the circumstances of Mr. Kelly faces. Okay, cool. We read all that. Okay. In solitary, Mr. Kelly could not eat his own food from his locker, which he purchased from commissary. The prison officials refused to give it to him. Mr. Kelly had spiders crawling over him, and as he tried to sleep, he did not eat between June the 10th and June the 12th because the only food they would bring him comes from the very chow hall about which both a prison official warned him. Okay, we read that. Who read that? Government counsel has called Mr. Kelly's prior motion. Okay, here it is. Even though we read this, but let's take it. Government counsel has called Mr. Kelly's prior motion for release from custody with words like fanciful and theatrical. They can use whatever words they like. Okay, we read all that. I don't want to take y'all back to that. Case against R. Kelly and in a plot to take Mr. Kelly's life. Boom, 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 boom. Events described below will replace skeptical doubt. Okay, we read that. Okay. Mr. Kelly was sent to solitary confinement against his will shortly after the filing of his motion for release. A legal call with his attorney was counsel without explanation. Questions about his physical well-being went unanswered. On June 16, 2025, the reasons became apparent. Finally able to speak with Mr. Kelly by phone, the undersigned learned the following shocking revelations. Mr. Kelly went into solitary confinement with his medications in his possession on June 10th. He takes his medication for anxiety and to help him sleep. In addition to other medications, while in solitary confinement, prison staff approached him and he showed them the medications in his possession. This will appear on camera footage from the institution. Later in the evening, personnel came to Mr. Kelly's cell and provided him with additional medication and instructions to take it. Hold on, this too will be captured on camera. The way this medication is administered to inmates in solitary confinement is as follows. A Bureau of Prisons official crushes up the pills and puts them into a small paper cup, which is given to the inmate. The inmate has to swallow the power in the presence of the official. You mean swallow the pill in the presence of the official? So it is not possible for the inmate to discern what pill or quantity of pills he is being given when it is crushed up for him. Mr. Kelly took the medication as directed because he is required to. This was on June 12, 2025, after the undersigned filed a document revealing the solitary confinement conditions experienced by Mr. Kelly. In the early morning hours of June 13, 2025, Mr. Kelly awoke. He felt faint. He was dizzy. He started to see black spots in his vision. Mr. Kelly tried to get up, but fell to the ground. He crawled to the door of the cell and lost consciousness. He was placed on a gurney. Prison officials wanted him to be taken to the on-site medical facility, but staff there could not assist him. I got a question. Before we go any further, I got a question. And before we knock out these last 11 pages, my question is this. If he had herpes, why didn't he have an outbreak yet? Why are they not treating him for herpes? That's my question. Why isn't R. Kelly being treated for herpes? They ran around saying that he had herpes. Why haven't he been treated for herpes? I'm just trying to figure out. If a person have herpes and you don't treat them for herpes, it's going to spread. So why haven't Robert Sylvester Kelly herpetic self start spreading yet? Because he don't have herpes. That was just a conjugal way of trying to get a conviction. Consequently, Mr. Kelly was taken by ambulance to the nearby Duke University Hospital. While in the ambulance, he heard we read all that. Put his life in jeopardy, and it gets much worse. For many months now, Mr. Kelly has been seeking medical attention for an obviously swollen leg, not for herpes. So he's being treated for everything in a mother on earth except for herpes. You know, why is he being treated for everything except for herpes? Like, come on, man. Come on. We talked about the blood clots. This at Duke University, Mr. Kelly showed the doctors his leg. He shared his fears and concerns. The hospital immediately did the scan for blood clot. We read all that. Discontinued. When advised, he required surgery and needed to be kept for a week. Officers assigned to Mr. Kelly in the hospital contacted the officials at Butner. Within an hour, Officers with assault rifles came into his hospital room and removed Mr. Kelly. He was taken from the hospital against his will and against the directives of the doctors. He was denied the surgery he needs to clear blood clots in his lungs that threaten his life. This happened. It has been confirmed by certain hospital staff. It will be confirmed by hospital records that have been ordered already. It is undeniable. Mr. Kelly's life is in jeopardy right now because the Bureau of Prisons denied him necessary surgery to clear clots from his lungs and could die from this condition at any time. And they are letting it happen. There's no legitimate explanation for that. And what did the Bureau of Prison officials do with an inmate just diagnosed with multiple blood clots at an outside hospital who needs surgical intervention? They took him out of the hospital and returned him to solitary confinement. Not even to the Butner Medical Facility. Since his return to Butner, Mr. Kelly is still being denied the blood thinners that were just prescribed to him at the Duke University Hospital. There is no other way to interpret this. They are putting his life in danger intentionally. They intend to let him die. It is useful to just toast the declaration of Michael Stein with the conduct of the Bureau of Prisons officials. Since that declaration became public, he exposed what he indicated was a Bureau of Prisons plot to unalive Mr. Kelly in order to cover up crimes committed by the DOJ and Bureau of Prisons officials during the investigation of his cases. This raised shock and skepticism for some. The Bureau of Prison officials responded to his allegations by 1, putting Mr. Kelly into solitary confinement against his will, 2, overdosing him on prescription medications administered by the prison staff, and 3, removing him from the hospital where they intended to perform surgery to clear blood clots that threaten his life, and 4, continuing to deny him blood thinners after they were explicitly prescribed at the hospital. All of this is verifiable through medical records that have been obtained. So Mr. Kelly says to the government, how fanciful do Mr. Stein's claims sound now? It was not theatrics that took Mr. Kelly off of the blood thinners that he needed. It was not theatrics that provided him with an overdose of medication. It was not theatrics that denied him necessary surgery on blood clots in his lungs and legs, which threatened his life at this minute. Bureau of Prisons officials did all of that on their own, and they did it within days of Mr. Stein's declaration going public. Those plain facts speak a lot louder than anything government counsel has to say. And they give one message loud and clear. Mr. Kelly's life is in danger. And that danger is coming from the Bureau of Prisons officials and their actions. Should witnesses like Jane, the friends who spoke to her about what prosecutors did to her, Kashan Modagaddabi, Mikhail Glenn Stein, and David Keith Harris, ever take the witness stand at a hearing on this motion, they will disclose a sordid and concerted effort by prosecutors and BOP officials to violate Mr. Kelly's rights, to threaten and corruptly influence witnesses, to commit the crimes of theft and obstruction of justice, and to plot the unaliving of R. Kelly rather than the consequences that will follow once their criminal conduct is proven. If this testimony is given, these people can lose their jobs and their pensions. Under the current Trump Justice Department directives, these people will be prosecuted and go to jail. They surely will. These people are now high-ranking officials and influential attorneys. They are senior prosecutors and even judges. Get Ann Donnelly. If Jane Stein, Mogadami, and Larry McGee get to the witness stand, all of those careers can be upended. Here we go. If Jane Stein, Mogadami, and Larry McGee get to the witness stand, all of those careers can be upended. If Jane Stein, Mogadami, and Larry McGee get to the witness stand, all of those careers can be upended. We got the storage. We got the bus driver. We got the witnesses. We got people to lie. Y'all all seen them at my house. Y'all all seen them at my house. You seen the parents at my house.
Than someone who's worried you'll tell people the truth. Nobody is more focused on trashing your name than someone who's worried you'll tell people the truth. Nobody.
All of those important lives can be destroyed. When Tawana Ingram was caught stealing Robert Kelly's calls and emails following a search warrant, her guilt was obvious. The U.S. attorney said there was going to be an investigation and prosecution. What happened to Tawana Ingram? Nothing. She retired quickly with her full pension. Her crime was swept under the rug. If that is not evidence of corruption inside the U.S. attorney's office, then what is? Following a search warrant that established her guilt, a lot of people were necessarily involved in the decision to prevent Tawana Ingram from facing any of the justice she deserved. Some of the highest ranking people in the U.S. attorney's office had to sign off on that inexplicable decision. All of them are complicit in trying to cover up the corruption that is laid out above. All of them face devastating consequences should the testimony we seek to elicit from these witnesses ever get provided. All of them have every reason to try to prevent Mr. Kelly from ever litigating this motion. Pause. Y'all remember when Larry was sitting up there talking about, I talked to R. Kelly lawyers and they said I'm okay. Was it R. Kelly lawyers that you was talking to, or did you have to go back and talk to the government about this? Things that make you go, Oh, yeah. The receipt man, Dana J, is back, baby. All of them face devastating consequences should the testimony we seek to elicit from these witnesses ever get provided. All of them have every reason to try to prevent Mr. Kelly from ever litigating this motion. If Mr. Kelly is dead, the goal is accomplished. And the general public, no one really notices what happens to the people in prison. If someone dies in prison, it seems commonplace. If someone is killed in prison, that's just what happens in there. It is a sad reality that few people really care about. With that in mind, it becomes easy to understand how the people who committed this corruption and those that helped cover it up would rather kill a disgraced inmate convicted of sex crimes than face consequences that could ruin their lives and careers should he ever put his witnesses on the stand. The government does not want this pattern of BOP and DOJ collusion to commit crimes, intimidate witnesses, and violate rights to secure convictions to be plainly proven in a high-profile case. It will disgrace the U.S. Attorney's Office. and Department of Justice. It will disgrace the Bureau of Prisons, and it will cause a long look to be taken at all of the other cases in which the same thing happens every day when no one is paying attention. People have been unalived for a lot less. And right now, Mr. Kelly's life is literally in danger as he sits in BOP custody with life-threatening blood clots untreated in his lungs because BOP prevented him from getting the treatment that would save him. It does not get no more obvious than that. Hey, Tanil, it don't get no more obvious than that. What up, King Cox? Legal standing. Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 33 allows a defendant to bring a motion for a new trial based on newly discovered evidence within 3 years of conviction. Fed Crim P33, a motion for a new trial based on newly discovered evidence that demonstrates constitutional or statutory error may be brought under Rule 33 and should be granted if the interest of justice so requires. United States versus O'Malley case law. And quoting Fed Crim case law, argument. Newly discovered evidence establishes that the government engaged in numerous constitutional violations in its prosecution of Mr. Kelly. The government violated Mr. Kelly's right to counsel by utilizing a jailhouse informant to elicit information from Mr. Kelly about the subject matter of the case. The government committed further violations of Mr. Kelly's right to counsel as well as his right to due process under the Fifth Amendment through the surreptitious collection of Mr. Kelly's legal communications. And the government flouted its obligations under Brady and Giglio by concealing impeachment evidence that would damage its case against Mr. Kelly and demonstrate witness intimidation and obstruction of justice committed by prosecutors and BOP officers. The interest of justice, therefore, requires a new trial. The government violated Mr. Kelly's rights to counsel and due process by embedding a government informant as his cellmate and stealing high legal communications. The Sixth Amendment provides that in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. United States versus Gonzalez case law. The core of this right has historically been and remains today the opportunity for a defendant to consult with an attorney and to have him investigate the case and prepare for defense trial. Kansas versus Ventures case law. Quoting Michigan versus Harvey case law. The Supreme Court has held that the right extends to having counsel present at various pretrial critical interactions between the defendant and the government. United States versus Wade case law, including the deliberation elicitation by law enforcement officers and their agents of statements pertaining to the charge. Messiah versus United States case law. Moreover, the Supreme Court has readily acknowledged the importance of the attorney-client privilege, which is one of the oldest recognized privileges for confidential communications. Mohawk Industry versus Carpenter case law. Quoting Swindler and Berlin versus United States case law. See also Lewis versus United States case law. Describing the necessary close working relationship between lawyer and client, the need for confidence, and the critical importance of trust. Accordingly, there has been widespread agreement that communications by posts between an inmate and his attorney are sacrosanct. Adams versus Carlson case law. Or intercourse has been hedged with similar protection. What? Or intercourse has been hedged with similar protection. As the Third Circuit has explained, the fundamental justification for the Sixth Amendment right to counsel is the presumed inability of a defendant to make informed choices about the preparation and conduct of his defense. Free two-way communication between client and attorney is essential if the professional assistance guaranteed by the Sixth Amendment is to be meaningful. The purpose of the attorney-client privilege is inextricably linked to the very integrity and accuracy of the fact-finding process itself. United States versus Levi case law. While Adams involved the right of inmates to communicate with counsel, the protection is no less applicable to a pretrial detainees. The government intrusion into privileged conversations with one's attorney can thus require the vacation of convictions. For instance, in Black versus United States and O'Brien versus United States, law enforcement officers improperly overheard pretrial conversations between a defendant and his lawyer, and the Supreme Court reversed the conviction in each case. United States versus Morrison case law, parallel citations omitted. The risk is not only that the government might introduce such communications at trial, but also that the government can use privileged communications to build its case against the defendant. See United States versus Danielson case law, as amended May 19, 2003, requiring the government to show that all of the evidence it introduced at trial was derived from independent sources, and that all of its pretrial and trial strategy was based on independent sources. They can't do that. Another risk is that the government gains an unfair advantage by learning of the defendant's trial strategy. The Ninth Circuit has described the difficulty in assessing such claims. In cases where wrongful intrusion results in the prosecution obtaining the defendant's trial strategy, the question of prejudice is more subtle. In such cases, it will often be unclear whether and how the prosecution's improperly obtained information about the defendant's trial strategy may have been used, and whether there was prejudice. More important, in such cases, the government and the defendant will have unequal access to knowledge. The prosecution team knows what it did and why. The defendant can only guess. Danielson case law. Here, the government exhibited a blatant disregard for Mr. Kelly's right to counsel. It embedded Motogadabis as Robert's cellmate, both before and after his trial in New York, to obtain information against Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kelly discussed his case with Mogadabi, and that information was provided to BOP officials and the prosecution team. Acting as an informant alone would constitute a Sixth Amendment violation. But the government went further and enlisted Mogadabi to obtain Mr. Kelly's privileged correspondence with his attorneys. Not only that, but numerous BOP officials accessed Mr. Kelly's emails, including legal correspondence. The government used the information stolen by Motogadami and BOP officers to influence witnesses in this case. And Mr. Kelly's New York prosecution. Compounding the prejudice, the government was able to access Mr. Kelly's trial strategy from these stolen communications. The breadth of this violation and the use of privileged communications in the prosecutions of Mr. Kelly are repugnant to the constitutional guarantees of the right to counsel and due process. See United States versus White case law. The entrance of justice thus requires a new trial. Okay. The government committed Brady and Giglio violations which warrant a new trial. It was not enough for the government to ignore Mr. Kelly's right to counsel, but it deliberately concealed evidence that it was constitutionally required to produce under Brady and Giglio. For a Brady violation to exist, entitling a defendant to a new trial, he must establish, one, that the prosecution suppressed evidence, which we already seen that. Two, that the evidence was favorable to the defendant. We already seen that. And 3, that the material to an issue at trial. We already seen that. United States versus paperless case law. Evidence is material if there is a reasonable probability that had the evidence been disclosed to the defense, the result of the proceeding would have been different. United States versus Bagley case law was quoted. Impeachment evidence falls within the Brady rule. ID citing Giglio versus United States case law. The government suppression of the evidence in this case requires a new trial. The government suppressed the threat of prosecuting Jane's parents if she did not testify. The government also failed to disclose the financial promises it made to Jane, and the government flat out denied that any stolen communications were provided to Jane, and that a clandestine meeting was arranged by Larry McGee. Each of these certainly could have established bias and impacted Jane's credibility with the jury. And one need not speculate about the result of the jury disbelieved her testimony. The acquittal in 2008 trial is indisputable proof that the case could not stand without her. Recall the materiality under Brady requires only a reasonable probability that the result will be different. Ruiz-Cortez versus City Chicago case law. Whereas here, the impeachment evidence is about the government star witness, it is often material. CEG, Weary versus Kane case law. Withholding impeachment evidence against star witness violated Brady. There can be no doubt that the interest of justices requires a new trial if Jane's evidence is presented at a hearing. Evidence of constitutional violations is newly discovered. This information was not obtained until after the trial, and there is no realistic way defense counsel could have obtained it sooner, especially in light of the government's explicit denials. Motogaddabi's role as the government informant was not discovered until after the trial. So too was the impeachment evidence against Jane. There was no reasonable way to obtain this information without the government's disclosure, because mind reading is beyond the abilities of even the most diligent attorney. Courts are often hesitant to say that material contained in a witness's head is available to a criminal defendant for Brady purposes. Cam versus Faith case law, quoting Boss versus Pierce case law. And while there was some knowledge of the stolen communications, the breadth of the theft and use of Mr. Kelly's stolen communications to specifically influence Jane and Jane, New York, could not have been uncovered by an investigation any more diligent than that undertaken in this case. Discovery and evidentiary hearing are necessary to access the full damage of the government's malfeasance and criminality in its prosecution of Mr. Kelly. However, given the grave constitutional violations in this case, the interest of justice certainly requires a new trial. The court should grant Mr. Kelly bond pending the resolution of his motion for a new trial. Mr. Kelly's life is demonstrably in jeopardy while in custody, and bond pending the resolution of this motion is warranted. The jeopardy has gotten worse since the plot to unalive him became public. There are no conditions in prison that can protect him. That he's been proven every minute he remains with deadly blood clots in his lungs and treatment denied. Courts have inherent power to order the release of a prisoner bringing a collateral attack. Jenkins versus United States case law. Citing Shirk versus United States case law. Although the case law mostly deals with habeas corpus and 2255 petitions, the Fifth Circuit has noted that when made following the outcome of a direct appeal, a Rule 33 motion plainly is collateral. And in the usual sense of that term, Kitchen versus United States case law, quotation marks and brackets omitted. There is no reason to treat a Rule 33 motion for a new trial differently for purposes of bond. Here, truly exceptional circumstances warrant Mr. Kelly's bond pending the resolution of this motion. Mr. Kelly's life is in danger while he remains in the physical custody of BOP. Days after Mr. Kelly filed his emergency motion outlining the corruption in his prosecution and the plot by BOP officials to order his execution, Mr. Kelly was given a potentially lethal overdose of medication while in solitary confinement. At the hospital, he was removed. At gunpoint after doctors determined that medical intervention was necessary to treat his blood clots. Mr. Kelly has been warned by BOP officials that things will only get worse for him while his counsel continues to uncover the corruption within the BOP. His release pending the resolution of this motion is necessary. For the relief to be effective, a new trial offers no relief if one doesn't live to see it. An immediate bond hearing is requested. The undersigned will seek to call Michael Jen Stein at this hearing, along with Duke University Hospital doctors that will demonstrate the imminency of the threat that compels bond in this extraordinary circumstance. There is no jurisdictional issue behind which the government can take refuge now that this motion is filed. Last but not least, the conclusion. The conclusion. And I thank all of y'all for riding with me. I thank y'all for being in here, listening. I asked y'all to violate me and hit the like button. What up, Jazz? I see Jasmine Davis in here. So the conclusion, the prosecutions of Mr. Kelly brings to mind the warning offered by Justices Brandeis and his Almastar dissent. Decency, security, and liberty alike demand that government officials shall be subjected to the same rules of conduct that are commands to the citizen. In a government of laws, existence of the government will be imperiled if it fails to observe the law scrupulously. Our government is the potent, the omnipresent teacher. For good or for ill, it teaches the whole people by its example. Crime is contagious. If the government becomes a lawbreaker, it breeds contempt for law. It invites every man to become a law unto himself. It invites anarchy. To declare that in the administration of the criminal law the end justifies the means to declare that the government may commit crimes in order to secure the conviction of a private criminal would bring terrible retribution. Against the premises doctrine, this court should resolutely set its face. Unless indeed the adversary system of prosecution is to descend to a gladiatorial that's what it is, a gladiatorial level, unmitigated by any prosecutorial obligation for the sake of truth. Cowles versus Whitley case law. The government must be held to account for its constitutional violations. A new trial is necessary to guard against such dissent. Wherefore, Mr. Kelly respectfully requests that this honorable court order a new trial and Mr. Kelly's release pending the resolution of this motion. Armstead versus United States case law, overruled by Berger versus State of New York case law, and overruled by Katz versus United States case law. Respectfully submitted by Bo B. Brindley, attorney for the defendant. Woo! So you know what I'm about to do? Y'all call in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Y'all call in. Uh-oh. Hold on. There we go. We back. We back. We back. Jennifer Bonjean is around. Jennifer Bonjean is around. So call in 404-914-7986. 404-914-7986. Jennifer Bonjean is around. Actually, she's handling Rob's other cases. We just got a win in Minnesota. A total win in Minnesota. Now we got to get these 2 wins in New York. 3 wins in New York. I'm sorry. We got to get these 3 wins in New York. 1 is federal, 2 is state. Go ahead and hit the call-in number, y'all. 404-914-7986. I want to hear how y'all think about this motion. What do y'all think about it? You know? I want to hear what y'all think about the motions. So call in. I want to hear from you. Four 404-914-7986. Yeah, we got 2 states. We got 1 with Faith, 1 with Lizette, Faith, and all them, and we got 1 federal. You're live on the Dana J Show, caller. How can I help you? You're live on the Dana J Show. How can I help you?
Hey, Dana, this Teresa.
Say it again. Hello?
You on my phone. Hold on. Can you hear me, Dana?
Yeah.
This Teresa. How you doing?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
Yeah, I had to turn my other phone. I had to mute you on my other phone. I got 2 phones going.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
My thing is, Kels need to be bonded out ASAP. while the motion is, is in. Yeah, he's been in it for 6 years.
For lies. It's sad. It's a sad situation, that he's been suffering the whole time he's been in there. He's been beat up twice. His life is on the line. It's time for him to come out of there. The government need to do the right thing by releasing him on bond. They're the one that put him in this jam, along with the liars and the cheaters, the parents. They all need to be in there while he's walking out of there. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
It's sad. It's sad. You're welcome.
Okay. Thank
Love
you for
you. Bye
calling.
bye.
Love you back. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And the person that just called, call back. But if anybody else want to call in, go ahead, call in. Miss Lieber said, question, where's Jennifer Bonjean? Jennifer Bonjean is doing her thing. She's knocking out all the other cases. Calling, you know what? I'm going to call a person that just called. Hold on. Hold on. Woke up one morning, tears in my eyes.
Oh, that's the one the other one got. Okay. So you need to get the other one. Oh, so that's the one you was waiting on?
Hello?
All right, go back in there and watch your program.
Hello?
Hey, Dana. Hey, I'm sorry, Dana. I'm sorry. I'm talking to my grandson. Hey, happy Friday for one.
How you doing? Thank you.
Yeah, this Sheila.
I know who it is.
Hey, so I was watching you live and I finished it. But anyway, I don't know about this new trial. Like that's gonna be for long, and then they just be denying him on everything. I know. I'm like, why don't really want to start over? Jennifer Bonjean to ask on no new trial. I don't know that's just my opinion. Thing. I don't. She already in there. I mean, Lord, I'm just pissed off.
Well,
I don't know. What you tell me? Maybe you know something.
First of all, here's the thing:
Okay.
Jennifer Bonjean is not running the Chicago federal thing. Bo Brindley
this was all this about?
Yes, Bo. Matter of fact, Bo Brindley is running that one now. Jennifer Bonjean got every other case that he has.
Like New York?
She got everything.
So I understand all the other one. I'm talking. Okay. The one that the motion, the jurisdictional, he filed in Chicago, so that's why they say it's not jurisdictional for Levin Weber, that man there. I ain't pronouncing his name out, but you know what I'm talking about. So that's why he didn't get his thing was denied because of jurisdiction, right?
This motion that I just read, all 30 pages.
That one there, yeah, I know about that one. Yeah.
This one replaces the one that was sent the other day.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, because okay. But a new trial. But shit, man, McGee gonna have to go answer some questions. Shit. He all in it though. Eli Buddy all in it, ain't he? Baby, can't make this up. Y'all been saying that. And I know he was the main one that got him locked up so he can get his raggedy ass out.
No cussing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm on your phone.
Nah, but I'm live.
You ain't live.
Yes, I am. I'm live.
I've been looked at your live. This was an hour ago.
I'm live.
I'm sorry. But I don't know about the what's it called? I don't know about the new trial. I'm just like that'll be prolonged, right? What I think it'll be longer. And the new trial, what is he have to go back to New York?
I would assume so. I'm not sure, but I would assume so.
Oh my God.
Hey, Dewan.
Yeah, okay, but I was just calling you about that day, and I was like, oh man, the trial, and I don't know, just keep praying. That's all we can do. Like that's just sad, though. You think they would just I don't care if it was R. Kelly. Any human being should suffer their medical life like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's dangerous. You know,
Mhm.
it ain't got to be R. Kelly. It could be anybody. Like y'all say, it could be our family member. Anybody. You know, a human being is a human being. Why they not taking it serious? I'm just so frustrated and pissed off.
Okay. All right. Well, let me get let me get another call
All
in.
right, go ahead.
All right.
All right.
Queen B said, I have a synopsis, and it's just my theory. The infamous tape needs to be re-authenticated. Mr. Kelly was not in that tape, and I'm serious. Once that tape is dismantled, those cases will crumble. Well, you can't re-authenticate that because it's been on the shelf for so long. There's no way you can re-authenticate. There's no way that you can re-authenticate that. This new trial will bring all the cover up they've been doing. Facts. Anybody else want to call in? 404-914-7986. Call in and speak your mind. If not, let me know. I can get on up out of here. Oh, Jesus. That's my fault, y'all. I'm dropping joysticks like crazy. So do anybody else have any theories that I mean that they want to do, that they want to talk about? Call in. Hold on. You live on the Dana J Show. How can I help you, caller?
What's good, Dan? This is J-Rock.
I know who it is, but that sound like Jay Rizzy to me. What's up, bro?
Man, what's happening with you? I've been in and out of the live and everything. I didn't get a chance to hear the whole motion that you read. I'm gonna have to go back through the live and check it out again.
Go back and break it down.
But I'll tell you what, if this does lead to a new trial, I'm all for it.
I'm definitely for it.
For the simple fact, if I want to see if they could keep up with all those lies that they told in the previous trials.
Well,
because that's the one thing about a lie. You got to keep that shit going.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you heard all of the motion because you said you was in and out. But as I told everybody, that something's going to happen, and Rashona and all of them going to backtrack. And guess what? Rashona, Brittany, all of them backtracking now. Somebody lied about getting some money. And this
I did hear that part about you saying something about Rashona Lamb. I did hear that.
Mm-hmm. Go back and look at the live when I finish, man. And you're gonna be, bro. You're gonna be blown away. But it's nothing that you didn't know. It's everything that I've been saying for the longest. And people, oh no, Dana don't know what he's talking about. Okay, so now I guess you can say I've been vindicated yet again.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, you take a look at the whole scenario and how it's been playing out. Now all these people out here trying to cover their tracks now. You know, certain individuals who've been saying stuff about R. Kelly. Now all of a sudden they're talking about, well, we're gonna do this, we're gonna write letters to this, that, and the third, and everything else. I'm like, look, if you was so confident on your position, stand on your position that you've been on.
Hold on a second. Caller, one person at a time. One person at a time. So go ahead, J-Rock.
Yeah, well, but I was just saying, you know, don't try to change up now. Now all of a sudden something new came out. Now all of a sudden you talk about, well, he don't need to have you don't need to have this and the third happen, and he don't need to be pardoned. Like a certain individual say, well, he don't need to be pardoned. Well, why the hell he doesn't need to be pardoned when now Bo Brenly has got over 13,000 pages of documents that R. Kelly did not actually have access to until now.
Listen, you can't tell how many pages he got, man. See, I ain't let that out yet.
Oh, my bad, brother.
See, I ain't let that out yet. On top of that, since you let it out, hey, and you hear it on the Dana J Show, not only do he got that many pages, over 13,000, just imagine what's on that mother hard drive that was given to him.
That's the other thing. And that hard drive is ooh-wee.
See, the thing is the problem is this. I got a hard drive for days. For days.
Yeah. I heard what you said earlier when you was talking about if Bo Brenly ever needed anything, you just call on me. I was
Just
like,
call.
I quoted it. I was in the chat. I was like, hell, you might as well have quoted T.I. and just say, you can have whatever you like.
That part right there, you can have whatever you like. And listen, man, I'm not, listen. This is how bad I decree and I declare war on those folks. That's where it's at. That's where it's at with me. Those people are full of shit. Tim knows his daughter is not with Kales. They're fighting so hard to keep Kales in, but they're not fighting for Diddy and the white meat. Ooh, a decree and declare you about to start something. Uh-oh.
Oh, hell.
I decree and I declare. You about to start something.
Man, when you played that video earlier, when you was going over the Savages press conference and everything
yesterday,
I was like, "Yep." And because I missed the live, I caught the replay earlier, and I was just watching. I'm like, damn. It's just really funny when you look at it now, as opposed to where you are at this point.
Right.
I'm just going back like, golly, it's so many nuggets, so much stuff up in there.
Right.
That and a couple of things I already knew about, but it's just other little other details that I didn't really think was that significant. Now it's just like holy, or like oh damn.
Right. Well, listen, let me get somebody else up here, but I'm about to drop a bombshell at the end of this live.
Yeah, man, go right ahead, do what you got to do, man. I'll still be hanging out in the chat. I appreciate you though,
man. And I'm gonna tell you, if you need to grab something to prove a point, grab it. You don't need my permission.
Oh, okay, for sure, for sure. If I don't know if this is your actual contact number. I still got your email, but if I need something, I'm gonna hit you up.
Call me. Call
okay,
me.
for sure.
All right, you got it.
All right.
Whoever that was calling from the 832 number, call back. I want to hear from you because I don't know who that was, but I want to hear from you. She said it's too late to write letters. It's never too late to write letters, Teresa. Never too late. Do you think them folks will make Fat Jimmy take the stand? Listen, he have no choice but to take it now. He have no choice but to take it now. I don't care about it. I don't care about journalist privilege no more. No, you got to take the stand. I don't know who this is. Hold on, I'm going to call back. Hold on. I'm going to call him back. Watch this. Watch this, because I don't know who this is. I'm going to call him back.
Hello?
Yes, you live on the Dana J Show. How can I help you, caller?
Oh, my God, Dana, this is Melba. I'm so glad you called me back.
Hey.
I have a comment. I think you're absolutely fantastic. You got my blood pressure off the chart. You're really good. But I want to say thank you very much for what you're doing. I have been following R. Kelly and all the bad news I've been getting for years. I know in my heart of hearts, this man is innocent. I know if he played around earlier, I know little girls can be grown girls, but I know he's not a pedophile. Anyway, regarding this case, I pray that he keep his head up. I understand why he's afraid. I'm afraid for him, but I think the motion that's out there is needed. We've been waiting a long time for it, and I pray that he can come home, get the money he so rightly deserves, and I hope he get it together, which I know he will. And God bless you for what you're doing, and keep us posted. Keep us posted, all right?
Okay, I got you. And can I what's your name again?
Melba.
Okay.
I was on last night and I said you were absolutely, you called my name out. I was
Okay.
telling you how upbeat you are.
Thank you
You're
so
doing a
much.
great job.
Thank you so much.
I don't know where you get it from because I've learned that every state get different information. But what I'm getting from you, I'm happy. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Do what you're doing and God bless you.
All
Real
right.
good.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Hey, Darlene.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Okay. Well, whoever that was, call back. 404-914-7986. Ooh. Listen, man. I thank everybody for calling. Y'all can call anytime y'all want. But the truth will not be stopped. I will not stop putting the truth out there. As long as I have breath in my body, I will not stop putting facts out there. Robert Sylvester Kelly need to come home. Like I say, I've been standing and going to continue to stand. But I'm going to say this. I got one more rally in me. I got one more rally in me. If y'all think I should do another rally, hit my inbox. Let me know. I got one more in me. After that, I don't got no more. But I got one more in me. And I got a feeling that I need to assemble a team. Hold on. You live on the Dana J Show, caller. How can I help you?
What's up, man? It's Cox, man.
What's going on, Cox?
Man, nothing much. I got a question and a statement, man. The question is, do R. Kelly's cousin still support the Larry guy after seeing all this stuff? Because I hadn't been on his channel.
Say it again.
You know what I'm saying? So do R. Kelly's cousin still support the Larry McGee guy after all this stuff coming out?
Well, Levi, you got a question. Do you still support Larry McGee?
Yeah. And my other statement, first of all, I'm going to start by saying you are right about Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't stand up for R. Kelly like we're supposed to. But I'm gonna also preface that by saying Bolingbrook is an hour away from Chicago with no traffic. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That nigga ain't from Chicago.
So Bolingbrook ain't Chicago.
Nah.
So what about Markham?
Nope. I'm from the west side of Chicago, Rockwell Garden. None of that is Chicago.
So you from the Wild 100s?
No, I'm from the west side.
Okay.
The Wild Hundreds is in the hundreds. That's out south.
Oh.
Yeah, nah, that ain't. I got an uncle living in Bolingbrook, and it's an hour and 30 minutes with traffic away from the city. That ain't Chicago.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this because I just seen something, and I'm gonna post it. Do you think Washington D.C. would be a great place to present a rally?
For R. Kelly?
You know it.
Yes.
Matter of fact, a rally and a press conference.
Of course. You got to do the press conference. You're going to do the rally. Well, it's not going to, translate like it's supposed to. But yes, and hopefully I'm in a position where I can take off work and join y'all.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just hopefully let us know. And hopefully I can take off work and be there if you're going to do that. If you're going to go through with that.
All right, so let me get some.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it after R. Kelly get. I want to do it before. to show that we are really standing with our brother Robert. So, I mean, after you get out, I'm my hands off. I mean, you got what you're supposed to get.
So,
I mean, we're gonna support him on the music side with that after you get out. But before he get out, yeah, I want to support him and show him, show the courts that we are united, a united front, and we do care about R. Kelly. That way they won't unalive him and all that other crazy shit they trying. Stuff they trying to do to him.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get with my graphics team. Time to put a tight flyer together. Let's see what we do.
Yes, sir. I mean, we gotta get us some proceeds to get more people there. We just have to do some donations, and everybody gonna have to participate, man. That's how it's gonna have to go. I know everybody ain't got it. Shit, I mean, excuse my language. I got bills like everybody else, so
well, that's cool because
everybody pitch in. You know what I'm saying? We can try to get it done.
Because I'm gonna reach out to Chris Terry. I'm gonna reach out to my brother Chris Terry to do a Cry Freedom rally song, hip hop version. I'm gonna reach out to some other folks. I'm gonna reach out to his brother and see if we can get some stuff put together, man. Listen, I want this one to be the best one.
Yeah,
honestly. And
we need to get some of these backstabbing celebrities to try to join in.
Oh, I'm gonna reach out to some.
Show they support. I ain't talking about the ones I'm talking about the ones that support them behind closed doors. We need them to come in front of the damn door and show their face so everybody can know it's just not everybody against R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, or Robert, or you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Right.
Because the behind the scenes stuff not counting, obviously. Only people can. I think I saw Chris Brown say something about R. Kelly a couple of weeks ago. Tyrese been supporting musically, but they always give a disclaimer though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need a disclaimer to support that man, regardless of what you think or you don't think he did. I wasn't there. I can't say what he did or didn't do. I'm saying I don't believe the stuff that they saying he did. It's that simple. Like, man, R. Kelly's a genius musically, man. I don't want to hear that shit. So he's a pedophilic genius that only sometimes mess with little girls. That don't make sense. It just don't make sense to me. Pedophile. And you can't be sometimes a pedophile. You like what you like.
A pedophile don't like older women.
That's what I'm saying. You can't be a sometimes pedophile. You know what I'm saying?
And then if you're going to give them that matter and make it stick, you got to release them from jail because California has passed a law that said pedophiles cannot be incarcerated.
First of all, he's not even under the pedophilia, you know what I'm saying, law because
exactly.
I thought that was pre-adolescent.
But exactly so my thing is, and when you got people like, I'm just gonna call it out, when you got people that's on major network stations and radio stations talking about Rob the way they do, it's like that little sucker duck dude, DJ Envy.
I don't like him.
Again, I'm gonna call it like I'm gonna call it like just like it is. You better not ever invite me to the Breakfast Club, baby. I'm bringing Baltimore. I'm bringing Baltimore, and I'm gonna park Atlanta, and I'm gonna bring Baltimore, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. You feel me? So also trust me. At the end of the day, I'm gonna put this together, and I'm gonna make it big. I'm gonna do a rally cry, and I'm gonna hit a lot of these colleges. I'm gonna hit a lot of these universities, but I'm gonna hit a lot of these radio stations. And I'm just gonna put it out there. Tim Savage, you're a lot. I'm even gonna hit a lot of these churches. So Jamal Bryant, don't call the police on me. I'm coming. I'm coming.
They can't call the police if you're not doing nothing.
Right. I'm coming.
Police can't do it, but I mean, then you're a journalist too. Don't forget that.
Right.
So you can report on anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they really can't call the police on you. So it is what it is on that front. But it was one more thing I wanted to ask you. How far is Savannah from Atlanta?
4 hours.
Is that considered Atlanta?
No.
Okay then.
No.
Is Jonesboro considered Atlanta?
Yeah.
It is?
Actually,
that's right outside of Atlanta.
Actually, Jonesboro is considered Clayco. It's in Clayco.
Point exactly.
So it's like
it's not Atlanta.
No, wait. But it's the tail part of Jonesboro that's in Southwest Atlanta. See, Atlanta is considered Fulton County, right?
Right.
And Fulton County is one of the biggest counties. That's what Atlanta is. It's considered as Fulton County. But you have Clayco that gets loose. So,
but Jonesboro is not an hour away from Atlanta.
no, Jonesboro. If you want the north part of Jonesboro, is 15 minutes away from Atlanta. If you want the tail end, you are in Atlanta.
You are in Atlanta, right? I was just trying to give a discrepancy, like for
Thank you,
people
Melba.
that don't know how far Bolingbrook is from Chicago. If, like, say, like if you're in, I was trying to think. Okay, LA and San Diego is like a 2-hour drive.
So I'm gonna tell you, but I'm gonna tell you this. You said Bolingbrook is an hour away from Chicago.
An hour and 1 minute to be exact. That's no traffic.
Okay, for an hour and 1 minute. So pretty much. So pretty much from Covington over to Riverdale. That's the exact distance.
Okay.
It's an hour and 1 minute away.
Cool. And that's not considered the same city, is it?
No.
And plus, in Chicago, when you leave out and you get past the Hunters and all that, going towards Bolingbrook, you're not even in Cook County anymore. So it doesn't even, you know what I'm saying? Really, it's like saying Joliet and Aurora in Chicago. It don't equate. You don't equate at all.
I don't know.
Like, nah.
I just heard about Joliet. I don't know nothing about it.
I think that's when Ludacris is from. Well, was born. You know, but it's about an hour and 15 minutes from the city.
Yeah.
Now, but from the suburb, like where my mom stay at, it's like 45 minutes from my mom's house.
Okay.
She on the outskirts of Chicago, which is still in Cook County, but she's not in the city no more. And we don't even consider where my mom lives, Chicago.
I would like you to have a one-on-one with Ticket TV. I would love to talk to Ticket TV.
Man, I like Ticket TV till yesterday. I saw some stuff and yeah, they kind of.
I was a subscriber of Ticket TV, right? But I'm gonna tell you what's going on. He's only going by a one-sided version of what the transcripts say, or should I say, of what's not even a transcript. I don't think Ticket even read the transcripts.
What somebody said the transcripts.
Right. I think he's just going by what's there because Ticket is a cool guy, honestly.
Yeah.
But I would love to have that one-on-one sit down with him.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna hold my judgment on him until that happens. And if he's open enough to not, I don't even want him to say what I want him to say, to see the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? And what's really going on. Then I'll stay subscribed to him. But if y'all had that one-on-one and he's still on that train, he gonna be like a boy Levi in my eyes. Y'all gone about y'all business, brother. Ain't got time for you.
Listen, man, but I put the gauntlet out and for Levi, man. I want to see if he take it. If not, then I'm gonna have to load it up and administer the medicine, bro. I'm gonna have to.
I ain't been over there since that day. I got real upset because, like I said, I was looking and y'all prima donna intro didn't say that. And I'm like, hold on, what's going on? Then I got online with y'all. I'm like, no, I ain't dealing with dude. Because I'm looking at it like this. If I know for a fact that I feel catch on that you, yeah.
See,
if
you
I feel
catch on
that you and prima donna is actually for R. Kelly or helping R. Kelly. I ain't gonna say for. Just
that's my sis.
Get the truth out and all that stuff. Then I'm gonna ride with y'all. If somebody's going against that, how can I ride with them if I believe the same thing y'all believe?
Man,
and I'm getting my information from y'all. So, you know, it is what it is.
Man, you also got
my team.
Man, you also got to check out Chris Cherry 2010.
Okay, I'm gonna go on it. I'm subscribed to Alicia
TV podcast.
This channel. Yeah, I'm subscribed to her. I'm subscribed to Prima. Subscribe to you. I'm gonna check out Chris Terry.
Yeah, definitely, you got to do that.
Subscribe and you know, keep the family strong, man. We're gonna have to all come together because as long as we separated, man, they're gonna do whatever they feel like they want to do with our brother Rob, man.
Facts.
And I don't think that's cool. Like the lady said, it could be anybody. But the fact that we see this in real time happening to somebody that we supposed to love and show support for, because we blatantly see his lies being told on him, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, come on, man. We can't stand for nothing. We're gonna fall for anything.
Right.
I can't just fall for anything, man. I'm grown with daughters myself, and you supporting it, man? Come on, cut it out, bro. We know what it's all about. We know how it started. We know what the damn challenge allowed there.
All right, man. Let me get this call in. Let me get this call in.
Go ahead.
All right.
All right, let me get back online.
I appreciate you. Are you live on the Dana J Show, caller? How can I help you? Ooh. That was brutal. I'm just saying, you're calling from the shop. Who is it? Shank Rock in the building. Hey, Shank, I got to call you. Time to put something together. Time for the Dreams team. Time for the Dream team and the Rock Squad to come together. And we're going to do this together. But look, man, I supposed to be getting off right now, right? I got one thing to show you before I get up out of here. Tim, you remember this?
Goddamn lawyer there that fucking talk out the side of his ass. And much as y'all caught him in lies from the very beginning, y'all still in favor of every time he say something, y'all motherfuckers running that shit off through the blog. Oh, R. Kelly lawyer said that. Fuck him. Like, this shit is terrible, man. This shit, y'all motherfuckers is so much in controversy that y'all really missing a really important situation that's going on. And that important situation is two girls that are mentally fucked up. Yep. And let me that shit with TMZ, you motherfuckers keep on fucking putting up the girls as sex slaves and we got them held against. Motherfucker, y'all know what the fuck we mean. Change the title when y'all fucking talk about the girls. All you fucking social media bloggers too, and the goddamn YouTubers. You motherfuckers keep on, oh, the girls, the father of the girl held high. I ain't nobody, she mentally held hostage. Right. You know what the fuck that means? Mentally held hostage. Meaning that you're mentally broke. Exactly. So therefore, you can tell a motherfucker it's a wall right there and ain't shit right there, and they won't go past that earth. Exactly. They are mentally broken. Stockholm syndrome. Motherfuckers keep on talking that dumb ass shit, man, making us look like we fucking we this motherfuckers out here just chasing for nothing. You know how much goddamn money I spent of my own personal fucking savings in chasing my goddamn daughter in this situation? Yep. Y'all motherfuckers is crazy, man. I love my daughter. Exactly. I love my motherfucking daughter. Understand that. So ain't nothing that motherfucker gonna do to be able to keep me away from my child. Nothing. Ain't shit she gonna be able to say or none of that. Right. Fuck out of here, man. I took fuck for 2 years straight. Angelo did 2 years straight. No work, no nothing.
Hold on, y'all. Are you live on the Dana J Show? How can I help you? They call a hang up? Okay.
Chasing this every day and night, talking about this. So when y'all say we don't love our kids, love my daughter to death, man. That's real talk. That's a real deal. You know, that's the reason why me and Angelo bond so much, because this was a day and night situation. You know, from the time in the year of 2016.
You're live on the Dana J Show. How can I help you?
Like this day one.
Okay. Enough is enough.
That's real talk. So don't get it twisted at all. Fact. Nobody knows me better than Angelo. Nobody knows me better than my wife and kids in this house and my family in Memphis. Nobody knows me better. You want to talk to somebody? Talk to them. Talk to a blog about me? Don't know shit about me. So keep it real. This is what I'm telling y'all. I ain't asking anybody. You know, when we forming as a team truth, everybody know that. That's what we rolling with, team truth. Yes, inshallah. So we understand that this is a real fight. But what I want the world to know is stop having these dumbass conversations with dumbass people. Because right. This is the thing right now, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all something that really fucked me up. I watched Master P put a good piece out about Nipsey and all the motherfuckers that wouldn't holler at Nipsey when he was living. Rest in peace, Nips. But he wouldn't holler at him. But all these people claiming glory now, they chasing, they clout chasing. Everybody would do that. Oh, Nipsey was the man. He was like, how was he a man when he was trying to fuck with half of you motherfuckers to do some work with y'all, and y'all ain't even paying no attention. And that's the same thing what I wanted Master P to understand. You told me to kick in the motherfucking door and kill this man. But now you're telling me enjoy life and be able to hug a motherfucker. And I feel everything you're saying. So what I want him to do is, I hope that you understand that it's a father that you spoke on, 2 parents that you spoke on, but one in particular was me. And I know we have mutual individuals that may get this to you. I need you to speak that same thing, just understand why I had to stay so fucking humble and why I'm not facing life right now for this fucking dickhead, and why I have to keep my legacy going for my grandchildren, for my other kids, and my future grandkids. Because I'm not no dummy, and I didn't work this motherfucking hard to build my legacy, to destroy my legacy because of something.
I told you I have it all. Remember that, Tim? Nobody knows you better than your brother. So what happened now? Was it that Cain? Was it that Cain killed Abel? And now Abel is partnering with you? That's when it was fun fighting y'all. That's when it was fun being in y'all meetings, y'all private meetings, and y'all didn't know I was there. Only thing I'm going to say is this. And you can say this as a direct message to whoever. When you disguise who you are, I already know who you are. So don't think you can get in a meeting with Dana J and I don't know who you are. Don't think you can run in a chat with Dana J and I don't know who you are. No matter who platform you are on, I know who you are. On that note, I'm up out of here. Y'all have a good day. And just for the record, I got one more thing to say.
Your truth gonna come out. It's gonna really fuck you up, bro. Because you think you're smarter than everybody. You thought you were smarter than the system. You went in there, now that woman put your truth out. I don't got nothing to do with that. You ain't even mad with me. You mad with your motherfucking self. Nobody told you to go do what you did. You did it, bro. I hate all this shit y'all try to say about you. Can say whatever you want about me. I'm sorry. You can say whatever you want. I don't give a fuck, bro.
I just gave her all of the information. I got the actual people on the phone. She made the decisions. She made the decisions on her own, and it was not easy. It was days and days and days of crime. It was hours and hours and hours of footage. It was indictments. It was phone calls. It was a lot of different things, and it was a lot of information that she just did not know. But let me tell you this, you might have showed all of that. I think what really made what solidified what you showed her was his absence. Because it might have been a completely different story if he was out. I don't think so. Not after what I showed her. Like, not how she took it. It's not just me. It's not just me that dealt with her. It's my girl. It's my mom. It's my daughter. What I'm trying to say is that no matter how much I showed her that the things that he was telling her were lies, and she went on national TV and did what she did, you don't think that had nothing to do with her realizing that, fuck this motherfucker. I can't believe. I think all of that had something to do with it, but I think what solidified her actions was his absence. Everything came into play, but what I think finalized it and gave her the courage and the strength to go on is because there were other people in her ear and he wasn't there to defend it. Had he been there to defend it, I don't think it would have turned out the same way.
Agreed.
He was in jail. She was vulnerable. And I'm not saying what you did was wrong. I'm not saying what you did was right, but she was vulnerable. Anybody could have came in and slid in her ear and told her anything because the nigga not there.
And now you want to try to throw me in it. I'm not in it, bro. And don't drag me in your shit. You in this all by yourself, homie.
No problem. Well, no problem, Black Dutch.
You did it all. You flew back and forward to Chicago. You got everybody. You saved all the girls. You didn't do shit. And how did my daughter leave your house to go to Chicago? Oh, you paid for the tickets. The same week that I gave you money for her stand, right? Am I correct? Okay, yeah, I thought so. Nigga, I paid for my daughter to go to, after she switched, we was going to LA. She wanted to go to Chicago because you pumped her up to try to go get Jordan. So if you're gonna tell the truth. Don't fucking lie, you piece of shit.
We did our job. We brought the information to the public. Surviving R. Kelly went off, we kept that shit going. We got bus drivers, we got police officers, we got assistants, we got friends, we got people to lie, we got the storage. We got motherfucking video, audio. You have seen Asriel at my house. You have seen parents at my house.
All you're doing is digging a deeper hole for yourself, homie. I'm good. I'm away from that. My daughter's finished her shit, and because of you, she may be pulled back into some shit. Because of you. Running your fucking mouth. Do whatever you gotta do, homie. But you don't want to play with me and test me with my daughter.
I want to thank everybody that, came over here to hear what I had to say today. I want to thank everybody that donated. Thank you so much. Whether you donate to the Cash App or the Super Chat, I thank everybody. This R. Kelly train will not stop. I don't care who case I'm covering. This R. Kelly train will not stop. And I won't stop until justice is served and Robert is home. So with that being said, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Be someone important. Be yourself. And remember, elephants don't swat flies and jets fly over turbulence. Until next time, Dana J is saying, so long, good night, I'm gone.
Guilty to me. I'm still holding secrets of people that betrayed me. No, they don't deserve my loyalty. But I always keep my word. Don't pre-
Birmingham, Alabama, to Memphis, Tennessee. You forever got a friend in me. I go by CT. Alicia talking your shit's naive.
Never been a phony bitch, I'm cocky and I'm too nice. Nothing like you bitches that be fucking on the first night. Niggas get caught sneaking, they be cheating on their own wife. Don't get mad at me, cause I've been fresh like this my whole life. Any disrespect, you know we coming and it's on sight. Most you bitches rapping, just be capping and you can't fight. Running down on one of you hoes under the street light. All up on the internet, trolling, claim we got me right. I've been fighting demons, they been chasing me my whole life. There's so many wrongs in my life, I gotta make right. This ain't what I imagined my life was supposed to be like. Hope that nigga when he make bail, that he was upright. All these niggas claiming they real, ain't even cut right. These niggas ain't be acting like bitches, they better get right. These niggas out here killing, taking chances when they don't like. These niggas out here snitching to make bail, they ready to take flight.
Lisa, you ain't never lied. Niggas talking slick, then you know we gotta slide. I pray I catch these motherfuckers when they going live. You know I hit them up like Machiavelli still alive. If you play me like a bomb, find your body in the trunk. Hey, you smelling like a skunk while we smoking on that farm. Lies we the bomb, fuck an unfit trunk. Ballin' on these bitch made niggas slam dunk. Took a trip out to Houston to holler at my homegirl toy. Told Nisi the plan when we see old boy.
The boy never let me in, sick with the medicine. On the block distributing right with the medicine. Haters don't like me, heard they wanna fight me. Teflon at your chest, I bet you can't fight these. Mad cause I'm getting dope, Pillsbury ill flow. Niggas love to move slow, you sick of me, don't care though. Yes, I'm a savage, out for the cabbage. Catch the boy armed up, full metal alchemist. Yes, I'm ill, and yeah, I'm so real. Coward ass niggas coming home without an appeal. Damn, how this getting done? Tell me what's the outcome? Anybody wanna see me? Tell them where the fuck I'm from. Patrol homes, red rum, yeah, we get the job done. Out trying to stack chips, make these haters so sick. If they sick of that, then they really gon' be sick of this. Santa Claus Viper, haters Merry Christmas.
Say it louder, what you gon'